Welcome everyone to the St. Ignatius College Prep Virtual College Fair. We have an incredible lineup of institutions for you to hear from this evening. But before I turn it over to them, I have a couple of housekeeping items for you all. First, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see you or hear you this evening, so that's a nice, relaxing place to be. Secondly, this is being recorded tonight, so it will be available within a week at strivescan.com/Ignatius. Third, we know that you're going to have some questions tonight, and our panelists want to make sure that you get your questions answered. So at any time, you're welcome to put your question in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Type out your question, but also note the college or university that you're directing your question to so that they can answer that appropriately. And finally, this is what's called a 6x6 format, which means our colleges and universities only have 6 short minutes to share great information about their institutions. And so we hope it's just enough that you are going to love the format and then also encourage you to do some more research on your own. So first up, I have the opportunity to introduce to you Cornell College. Megan, take it away whenever you're ready.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am going to go ahead and share my screen as I am sharing this information from you. Like Courtney said, my name is Megan Kuhn. I use she, her pronouns, and I am an Associate Director of Admission and Chicago Regional Representative for Cornell College. We are a small, private, liberal arts college located in Mount Vernon, Iowa, founded all the way back in 1853. The main thing to know about Cornell, and the reason I'm sharing this slide first, is Cornell is one of just 2 institutions in the entire United States that operates on a 1 course at a time academic calendar. So as you're taking a look at this slide, you can see our classes last for 3.5 weeks. Then students get a 4-day break, and then they go on to their next class. So it's still 8 classes a year with those 2 additional optional classes there over the summer. 8 classes just like you would take in a regular semester plan. Classes are Monday through Friday. Of course, you get your weekends. You know, we're not monsters. We don't expect you to study all the time. And as you'll see, these classes are all day. They are 9 to 11, and then again from 1 to 3. And because we're in just 1 class for 3.5 weeks, 4 hours a day, we don't rely a lot on lecture-based learning. No one wants to get lectured at for 4 hours a day. No one would stay at Cornell if we did that. So we rely a lot more on the hands-on, more experiential sides of learning. So what does this mean as you're taking regular classes at Cornell? This means that our classes happen where they make sense. Lab science classes can spend long stretches of time in the lab. Theater classes can devote their entire block to performance. And of course, you have the awesome opportunity to study abroad. Being a little liberal arts college, we have quite a few different academic programs that you can choose from, but our top 5 majors are psychology, biology, English, business, engineering, and kinesiology is up there as well. About 60% of students at Cornell do choose to study abroad. I'll give extra points to anyone out there who has good enough eyes to locate me in this slide as a student. I'm a 2015 alum of Cornell as well, and I cannot say enough good about the block plan. We know that basically no high school in America operates on this kind of system. So we don't expect you to know what the block plan is going to look like when you arrive on campus. That's why we have this first year success team stacked with people who was able to help with your transition to college and to learning on the block plan. All of our students take the same first year seminar as an introduction to learning on the block plan, of course, taught by a full faculty member, but you also have your first year seminar success instructor. This is a full-time staff member, someone like me, who's there to help you with things that aren't related to academics as you're coming into the college life. This could be study skills, making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're getting to the dining hall for your meals, all that kind of good stuff, acting as a resource guide for you. And then of course, you'll have your academic advisor, another faculty member in the department where you're studying, and upper class student mentors to help you guide the pathway through your time at Cornell. This is a beautiful photo of our historic campus. Every building is on the National Historic Register, obviously, since we've been around since 1853. And there are going to be a lot of flags that pop up on this slide. These are just all the resources that you have available to you when you're a student at Cornell. We are one of the only college campuses in America where our campus library also functions as the public library for Mount Vernon, Iowa. We have a very close relationship with the town that we are in, and we have a wonderful working relationship with the folks who are in that town when it comes to festivals and different areas of volunteering and internships, things like that. Of course, lots of faculty mentoring. Being a small school, our student to faculty ratio is 11:1, and our average class size is 16. Those are going to be capped at 25. These are some renderings from our most exciting new project on campus, which is an update to our sports center. Cornell is Division III, and 45% of our students come in as student athletes. Some of the last things that I would like you to know in my short 6 minutes that are coming to an end here really quick is that Cornell is currently open for visits. We would love to see you on campus. You are welcome to come and tour our beautiful campus. It's especially lovely in the springtime, but we also offer virtual visits. If you're not quite ready to venture out yet, you can meet with someone like me, an admission counselor. You can meet with a current faculty member, a current student, and get all of your questions answered that you might have about Cornell College. We will be open for visits through the summer. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put those down in the chat, and I will put my contact information down there as well. Feel free to contact me anytime with any questions that you might have. And thank you again for coming to this event.
Megan, thank you so much to you in Cornell College. You're right, that 6 minutes goes by super fast. Next up, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Canisius College. Take it away whenever you're ready, Kayla.
Great. Thanks so much, Courtney. Hi, everybody. My name is Kayla Majori. I am one of the counselors here at Canisius. I am so excited that you are tuning in to learn a little bit more about who we are. Service, Leadership, Jesuit. We are Canisius College. We were founded in 1870 by German Jesuits, and we are nestled in the city of Buffalo, right between the downtown area and the suburbs. So we have such an awesome location for our students and giving them the best of both worlds for academics, internships, and also social life. We are one of the 27 Jesuit Catholic colleges, like I mentioned, but also one of 200 global institutions. Moving into what it means to be Jesuit educated. For some of you, you may never have heard that term before. And it's really special that our students basically are founded in 3 different principles that we feel are so important. Magis, or striving for more in everything that they do. Cura personalis, caring for the whole person. We believe that you are a person first and a student second, focusing on mental health so that you can be successful in your coursework. And then being men and women for and with others, actively fighting injustices in the world and knowing that the world needs Jesuit graduates. However, that does lead me into my next slide here of a welcoming campus. No matter what your faith or background or upbringing was, you can find a space on our campus. We encourage students of all walks of life to share their journey and their upbringing, and that's really what makes our student body unique. So let's take a quick look at how Canisius stacks up compared to other schools in Western New York and in New York State. Just to highlight a couple of these stats here, we are ranked #1 in New York State for best value, which is something we are so proud of. The outcomes for our students and the cost of attendance, we really support students financially in affording Canisius. The other one I like to highlight is #1 for undergraduate teaching in Western New York. So if you guys are not familiar, Buffalo is a huge college town. 1/3 of the city's population are college students. So many colleges and universities in our area. So we are so proud that we have the best faculty members teaching our students in that region. So let's take a little look at what your student body looks like. Just 2,200 undergrad students, so we're a little bit more on the small side, but our students are in so many different programs that you will always meet new faces on campus. We're represented by 37 different states, 21 different countries. The average class you're sitting in on is just 19 students per class. You'll never have to worry about a large lecture hall or anything like that that's overwhelming or intimidating. Your professors are going to want to get to know your name and get to know you on an individual basis. Within our schools, we have a liberal arts curriculum. So all of our students get a strong foundation in the liberal arts core, while then specializing in one of the 3 colleges, the College of Arts and Sciences, the Whaley School of Business, or the School of Education and Human Services. College of Arts and Sciences is home to communications, our arts courses, as well as all of our pre-health programs. School of Education, just like it sounds, as well as sports management, health and wellness. And then the Richard Whaley School of Business holds 6 business majors. What's really special about Canisius is that we want you to pursue any interest that you have during your time here on campus, which leads many students to dual or even triple major. We really believe in academic rigor and intellectual inquiry in our Jesuit traditions. We teach you how to think and not what to think. For the students that are maybe still undecided, I have some really great news for you. Once you've been accepted to Canisius, you're actually accepted to every single major, minor, and program, which gives you the opportunity to explore and to capitalize on interests that maybe you didn't even know exist yet, discovering your strengths and being guided with support through our Academic Success Office, the Growth Center. If you're a student that wants to be challenged in your academics and a top achieving student in high school, you have the opportunity to be in our all college honors program, which gives you the chance to write a senior thesis and do a thesis defense senior year. Most of our students are doing some kind of research on campus supported by our faculty. Over $1 million has been awarded in the past 10 years for our students to conduct research right on our campus. And you are not just washing a test tube. A lot of times students end up being published by the end of their 4 years. These are for our business students, our psychology students, our science majors. All programs have opportunities for research. And then I'd like to just highlight quickly a couple real world experiences. That's a #1 focus at Canisius, is getting you out of the classroom and doing things, whether it's working as a financial stock market broker. Our finance students manage $500,000 in the stock market. That is not play money, that is real money in the stock market. Our animal behavior, ecology, and conservation students work at the Buffalo Zoo. We have a gorilla research team, a beluga whale research team. That's just walking distance from campus. Pre-law students and pre-med students are also very successful, and you can see a couple of the opportunities here. Maybe you're interested in studying abroad or participating in a mission trip. We like to get you out to see the world and understand that there is a greater community. Our Academic Success Office helps students in anything that they need, whether it's a new student starting your first schedule, or maybe 4 years down the line, you're ready to go back to grad school. Our Canisius Life. Outside the classroom, our students fill their afternoons and evenings with clubs and organizations and so many events on campus, as well as being Division I for athletic sports. 1,000 of our students are playing sports into some capacity. And just for the sake of time, I am going to leave you all with our last slide that we do have here of next steps, getting your application in and starting to come to campus for a visit. I will also be dropping my contact in the chat. If you have questions, please feel free to let me know. Thanks, everybody.
Kayla, thanks so much for sharing great information about Canisius College. Audience, again, don't forget you can put those questions in the Q&A at the bottom. You don't have to wait for a particular college or university to present before you put those questions in the Q&A. Next up, I have the privilege of introducing to you Stony Brook University. Take it away whenever you're ready. You might be on mute.
Oh no, thank you so much. Okay, so hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Emilio Del Valle. I'm one of the admissions counselors at Stony Brook University, and I have the pleasure to be facilitating a very brief overview of all about Stony Brook University. All right, so let's get started. All right, so Stony Brook University is 1 out of 64 SUNY institutions, okay? And we are 1 out of 4 SUNY University centers. So we are part of that SUNY system, and that stands for the State University of New York. Okay, as we have a beautiful aerial image of what the campus looks like. I'll speak about some aspects of the main campus, the location, and also our outside community as well. All right, so Stony Brook University is on the northern shore of Long Island. Okay, so we're about 60 miles away from New York City, so that's about an hour and a half car ride and about an hour and a half on the train as well. But we're about midway in Long Island. So we're about 60 miles from New York City, but also 60 miles from the very east end of Long Island. So really in that center part. As I mentioned, we're on the northern shore of Long Island. So there's beautiful beaches. We're about 10 minutes away from West Meadow Beach, about 10 minutes from us, as well as the village of Port Jefferson. Beautiful old-fashioned town with a ferry stop that takes you right into Connecticut in just about an hour, as well as some great dineries, coffee shops, and other entertainment for our students. Okay, getting into the main campus here, you'll notice that there are a cluster of buildings in the center of campus. That's what we consider our academic mall. So that's where the majority of our students will be taking courses. And then you'll also notice some buildings that are extending from that main pocket there. And that's considered our residential spaces. So on any given year, of course, before COVID, we would have over 10,000 students living on campus, which is the largest residential population in the SUNY system. Okay, we have quarter style living, suite style living, and apartment style living for our students here. Okay, but we do also have a great commuter population, being that we have this train station, the Long Island Railroad, goes all throughout Long Island, but also right into New York City. So whether you're going into the city for an internship opportunity, employment, volunteer, shadowing, whatever it may be, we do have that great means of transportation. As I have this image up, I'll lastly mention, if you look at the bottom right corner there, that is a great snippet of the University Hospital Center. So that's great for students of all different majors, whether you are pre-med, pre-nursing, interested in the healthcare, a non-clinical or clinical track, or of course, maybe even our nursing students as well. All right, continuing on here, Stony Brook University was founded in 1957. We have a total student population, just over 26,000 students. And of that total population, 18,000 of those students are considered undergrad. So if you do become future Seawolves, you would be that overwhelming majority of students here at this institution. Also keep in mind, we have over 1,000 acres of land, so we are considered an institution on the larger side. All right, getting into the academics here, we have over 200 academic programs. So that includes majors, minors, and combined degree programs. All these different majors, minors, and programs will fall under one of these colleges or schools you see listed here. So just starting off, we have the College of Arts and Sciences, which is our largest college. So that will house our sciences, our fine and performing arts, and our humanities students. In addition to that, we have the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, which will house our engineering, computer science, and information system programs, College of Business, School of Journalism, which is in fact the only school of journalism in the SUNY system, School of Marine and Atmospheric Sciences, School of Nursing, School of Social Welfare, Health Technology and Management, both clinical and non-clinical tracks, as well as that medical school and that dental school as well. Okay, so about some great opportunities and really some things to do at the institution, or that we're very well known for, is our research. So we're a top research institution. We have over 2,000 undergraduate researchers annually. Okay, whether that's working in the National Brookhaven National Laboratory that we actually co-manage, or maybe even with a faculty member, whatever environment that may be, we do have great opportunities for our students here. And of course, we have that undergraduate research and creative activities program to find some great opportunities. In addition to that, we do have study abroad opportunities all around the world. So we have academic programs spanning over 25 countries. However, the great thing about being a part of the SUNY system is that you have access to our programs as well as any other SUNY school. All right, so the options are limitless. If we don't have a country or location or program that you're interested in, definitely feel free to look at those other SUNY institutions as well. And then of course, we have those opportunities to apply that financial aid and scholarship overseas as well. Getting into some great traditions and fun things to do at the institution. These are really our top student favorites. So we have Roth Pond Regatta, we have Homecoming, Earthstock, and also some great concerts that happen every year. We do also have over 300 active student programs on campus, ranging from academic programs, cultural programs, intramural sports, and so on. Okay, getting into the nitty-gritty stuff at the institution. So in regards to that application deadline, our application deadline for first-year students is typically January 15th. We are not sure as of yet if we will be test optional. So for this upcoming fall 2021 semester, those applicants were test optional. For the future, we are not sure as of yet, as we do have to wait for SUNY. So keep in contact with us at the institution, but also check out our website. As of fall 2020, so for our fall 2020 class, we had over 32,000 applications and we're able to enroll over 3,000 with an admit rate of 49%. Okay, in regards to some other credentials and criteria, we do accept AP credit, college credit, and IB credit as well. And then, of course, you'll see in that bottom right corner a little bit about our tuition. So for our out-of-state and international student population, that total cost of attendance for the academic year is $42,000. Okay, that includes tuition, fees, room and board as well. However, that figure by no means incorporates financial aid or scholarship opportunities. About 79% of our first-year students will receive financial aid, while 70% will receive a merit-based award. All right, for merit-based awards, is for our more high-achieving competitive applications. However, there's nothing you have to do in addition to be reviewed for that. We will automatically review you just by applying to the institution. Okay, and lastly, I love to end on this slide. This just shows that about 95% of our students here at the institution they'll graduate and be employed in their field, or of course, continuing their education. And of course, it has to do with our amazing career center that's doing fairs in the beginning of the year, resume building, cover letter workshops, but a whole bunch of opportunities to help both our current students and our students who are continuing their studies and future endeavors as well. All right, and lastly, I'll just put this here. This is our contact information. So if you have a smartphone device, feel free to take a picture there and get our digital inquiry card, or you can email us, call us, or text us as well. And I'll make sure to drop that link in my contact information in the chat. But it was a pleasure presenting to you all, and I'll pass it on to the next rep.
Emilio, thanks so much to you and Stony Brook University. Guys, I told you this would be fun. You've already heard from 3 great institutions, and we still have 3 to go. So next up, you have the opportunity to hear from Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris State University. Morgan, take it away whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. So hello, my name is Morgan Hanna, and I am one of the undergraduate admissions counselors for Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris State University. I'm very excited to talk to you about our art and design school. Oh, and is it gonna, there we go. Kendall has been a part of the Greater Grand Rapids creative community for over 90 years, educating generations of successful artists, designers, and innovators in West Michigan and beyond. And now, as a college within Ferris State University, we are a public college with specialized degree programs in art history, fine art, and design. Our campus consists of 2 buildings that span 2 city blocks in downtown. So the gray building that's closest to us is the Woodbridge and Ferris building. And then the 17 Fountain Street building is the one right across the street with the bright mural on its north side. So these buildings are what's going to house our staff and faculty offices, student resources and facilities, as well as our classrooms, studio spaces, and galleries. With a campus population of less than 1,000 and a student to faculty ratio of 10:1, KCAD is a tight-knit community where we are able to create a really personal and individualized experience, much like that of a independent or private art and design school for an exceptionally affordable value. Our cost of tuition right now is estimated at about $23,000, so about a fraction of the cost of other private art institutions. So at KCAD, we offer several areas of undergraduate study, as you can see listed here. Many of our programs offer different concentrations or focuses and opportunities of study at other institutions during your time at KCAD. So for example, our fashion studies program, you have the option to have your 4th year of study at FIT in New York, or also our medical illustration you can learn at Michigan State University, as well as Grand Rapids Community College. And then our digital art and design major has 2 different focuses within it, entertainment art and multimedia design. So you can really personalize your chosen major to what you're looking to really achieve in your time at school here. So we also recognize the importance of collaboration and the desire to have a wide skill set after graduation. So throughout our curriculum, it balances specialized studio coursework with a robust selection of general education and art history courses. And students typically begin in our 1st year experience. So this 1st year is going to include art history, general education, and foundational studio courses. And our foundational studio courses are classes that all students will take. So you have that opportunity to really connect with other students who are in other majors and get that universal approach to art education and really kind of bounce ideas off of one another. So these courses are going to support your learning and understanding of the principles of color theory, 2D design, 3D design, visual communication, as well as drawing. And then from this foundation, you'll continue into your major studio coursework for your chosen major, while also having several opportunities to experience a diverse yet highly specialized education, much like what I showed you on that last slide. We also do require all students to complete 30 credits of general education courses to really round out that liberal arts experience. So every program is going to require 5 courses: writing, intro to narrative studies, intro to cultural studies, intro to philosophy, and then 1 math or 1 science elective. And then you'll continue on to that in deciding your specific pathway, either narrative studies, cultural studies, philosophical studies. And then when you do that, you will also take 4 elective courses within that chosen pathway, and then round out your education with a capstone that typically lines up with your senior show in your 4th year. So we have several different specialized classroom and studio spaces on campus to support all of our students within your coursework, such as our collaborative gen ed classrooms, which are pictured here. Our historically preserved art history lecture halls, all housed within the old Grand Rapids Federal Building and Courthouse, which has become a part of the Kendall College campus. We also have several program-specific spaces, like our digital art and design Cintiq labs, our fashion studies sewing studios, our photography black and white dark rooms, traditional drawing and painting studios, 2 different printmaking labs for processes like woodcuts, lithography, and screen printing, several spaces for 3D processes like welding and metalworks, stone cutting and sand casting, a full wood shop, a ceramic studio for hand sculpting, as well as wheel throwing. And so there really is going to be a space for every student, no matter what your craft is, and you'll really be able to thrive within those spaces. We also have several college-wide resources on campus, including our extensive reference and research library, the Baker Furniture Collection, which is a 1,500 square foot furniture and decorative arts museum. And this space is actually very special to Kendall because we did start off as a furniture design school, as well as we have a very successful furniture design focus within our product design program. So it really is just, it kind of lends to our history and our growth as a college. And then this is also our material connection satellite library with a smaller collection of a much larger materials library that we host on campus. And our 2 flex labs that have larger digital processes like format printing, laser scanning and etching, AR and VR, and 3D printing capabilities. And then this is our list for all of our online, if you would like to follow us and at KCAD of FSU and see kind of all of our alumni work, student projects, and achievements. And then if you want more information, you can go to this link, and then I'll also drop my contact information below. So if you have any specific questions, you can absolutely set up an appointment with us through Calendly or send us an email as well. But I'd like to thank you for letting us speak today and present, and we're very excited to hear from you.
Morgan, thanks so much to you and Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris State University. Next up, I have the pleasure of introducing the University of Kansas. Take it away, Kevin, whenever you're ready.
All right, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Hi, everybody. Good evening. I did just drop my information and everything into the chat, so if you do have any questions afterwards when we get offline, please go ahead and take advantage of that. But welcome, and I'm the representative for the University of Kansas, also going by KU. I am the Chicago specific recruiter, and I'm actually from Chicago myself and a proud alum of KU. And so I was in your same shoes at one point in time looking for where I wanted to go to school. And I ended up landing at the University of Kansas, which was great. I just had an amazing experience. That's why I work for them now. But we're home to just over 19,000 undergraduate students. And while that sounds like a very large number, and it comes with all the amenities and benefits of going to a large public institution, our average class size is below 30. And so the vast majority of the time that you're at KU, you'll be in a classroom probably smaller than most high school classrooms. We do have a pretty large population from Chicago. About 750 current students do call Chicago home. And we do have almost 10,000 alum who've actually returned to the city. And as you can see in the bottom right there, They're employed in all sorts of different fields when it comes to business, medicine, education, and the such. Now, one of the great things about Lawrence is that we're going to get to the city itself, but it is smack dab in between two of the largest metropolitan areas in the region. And so the first one is Kansas City, which I've always equated as a small Chicago. It has all the skyscrapers, the nightlife, the culture, the restaurants, the museums, and everything that you could take advantage of, including all of the businesses that are looking for students to do internships during the school year. The great thing about our location is that students don't have to wait for the summer to go ahead and do some internships. They can do their internships during the school year. And that's why we see a lot of our students going over to Kansas City and getting that done. The great thing there is that has all the amenities of a major city like Chicago, but rush hour means you slow down to 40 miles an hour. Not you sit down at Dan Ryan for 2 hours. Parking downtown, if you want to go spend a day downtown, might cost you $5. Whereas you go out into Millennium Park, it's going to cost you like 60 or something to be the same time. So really a great place to get the experience of the city, but at a much cheaper cost. On the other side then is the state capital, Topeka, Kansas, which is home to all of our congressmen and women and all of our state senators, as well as our national Congress men and women and our national senators as well, plus the governor and everything else. So there are lots of opportunities for students to get involved in political science. And that doesn't just mean political science. It also means anything with marketing, campaigning, any kind of outreach, and then also policy writing. So a lot of students actually will get involved. With our most recent one being that Kansas did not have a law on the books about drones and flying them. And so actually a KU student led the charge in helping to write that legislation for a state senator in the Lawrence area, and they were actually able to see that get passed all the way through to the governor signing it. So students are very active, and they're not just experiencing the classroom at KU, they are getting out into the world and applying those actual concepts to everything else. Now, Lawrence itself is a top 10 college town in the nation, and it's home to about 100,000 people. So it is definitely a college town, which is great, but you still have all the benefits and amenities of being right next to two large cities there. Now, all of that being said, Lawrence definitely is large enough where it has the presence of the national retailers. So, like we have two Walmarts, Target, all of that. So those home companies and everything that make you feel a little bit more secure are going to be there. But it is definitely home to a lot of individual businesses and everything that are fiercely independent and uniquely Lawrence, which is great. So you get to experience all of that as well. We are just outside of Clinton State Park, which is one of the largest state parks in Kansas as well, home to over 550 miles of hiking and biking trail. So if you are looking to just get away from it all, or you really enjoy nature, it is very easy to just go about 5 minutes southwest of campus, get to Clinton State Park grounds, and just go get lost in it all, kind of get away from everything, reset, refocus. And so you kind of have the best of all worlds. You have the nature aspect of Clinton State Park, the top 10 college town in the city of Lawrence, and plus the two large metropolitan areas of Topeka and Kansas City, Missouri, where you can really get your fix of whatever you're looking for, all in one central location, with it being from Lawrence. Now, getting back to Lawrence and talking about the actual academics, we are actually a founding member of the AAU, or the Association of American Universities. And so there are 65 schools in this group, and KU is actually a founding member. The great thing here is that to be a member of the AAU, you can't just say, hey, I want to be a part of it. You have to be invited to it. A couple of other member schools, if I'm going out to the East Coast, would be Harvard. If I'm going out to the West Coast, would be Stanford. And KU is just kind of right there in the middle of the nation. But these schools came together because they wanted to help with focusing on the research activities that are happening on campus and developing the trends for universities nationwide. Now, mind you, I said there's 65 member schools. There's about 4,500 schools across the nation, right? The great thing there is that even though it's a super small population, they account for over 60% of all research dollars that get granted towards universities. Now, a big benefit, though, for KU in comparison to some of those other AAU schools is that we actually have about 10,000 students less on average than the other AAU campuses as a whole. So that means for you, as an incoming freshman, that you don't have to wait until your junior or your senior year to get involved in any of these research labs. You can get involved with them as soon as your freshman year and carry on your work through those labs through your senior year, building great relationships with those professors, getting published with some of their works that they're doing, and developing some great opportunities to really experience any kind of work that will help them into grad school, medical school, or anything in their future as a profession as well. This research does not just happen in the hard sciences, it is happening across all of our schools. And so just because you're going into education or journalism or business does not mean that research isn't happening. And so it is something that you can get involved with right away, which is great. But going off campus then to continue with your studies, we do have a study abroad office, which is very robust, and about a third of our students choose to study abroad. We have 165 different programs spread throughout the nation, and so we are going all over the world to study. Now, students are coming all over the world to come to KU as well, with students coming from all 50 states and 110 different countries. And so we have this great relationship where we're sending students to different universities and different universities are sending them to us. And so we have this great interdisciplinary and diverse connections when it comes to thought, upbringing, country, and everything else as well. Now, getting back to campus though, and talking about some of the things that you can be involved with, KU has a pretty large Greek life system with about 25% of our student body being involved in Greek life. But if Greek life isn't for you, then you can join one of the other 600 plus different student organizations that are on campus. Now, while you can be a lion, a tiger, and a bear in a lot of different places, there is only one place in the world that you can be a Jayhawk, and it's right here at the University of Kansas. And that brand really does have some carrying power across the US and across the world as well. So to become a Jayhawk, apply either through the Common App or apply.ku.edu. We don't have a preference, and once you apply to KU, you also are automatically considered for our merit-based scholarships as well. Those are some dates and deadlines. If you need any questions about that, just reach out to me because my time is up. And thank you so much, though, and rock chalk, everybody.
Thank you so much to you and the University of Kansas. Our final presentation tonight will be from the University of Arizona. Emily, take it away whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Emily Martinez, and I am the admissions rep with the University of Arizona. I am a regional recruiter, so I am based in the Chicagoland area, and I am happy to be here to answer or to give you some more information about the University of Arizona. So to dive right in. Arizona was founded in 1885, actually when Arizona was still a territory, wasn't even a state yet. So we have a long legacy, a long history. Our main campus is located in Tucson, Arizona. Our campus is one beautiful 1 square mile. Within that square mile, you'll have access to everything you need as a student. We have 23 dorms, over 35 restaurants, a movie theater, 2 recreation centers, a post office, a bank, a pharmacy. Everything is just a quick walk away. And for those of you who like to ride your bike, our campus is super flat and Tucson is extremely bike friendly. Arizona has about 35,000 undergraduate students and another 10,000 graduate students making up our student community. We do have a diverse student body. Over 40% of our students come from out of state. In fact, we have students coming from every single state in the US. We also have students coming from over 120 different countries. Even though we are a larger university, we are still able to offer a very personal educational experience. Our class sizes average between 20 and 29, and our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. And of course, there are tons of advantages to being at a large public university of our size. With over 250 program options, we literally have just about any program to meet your educational needs. Some of our more popular programs include our nationally top 20 ranked public business college, our nationally recognized engineering programs that offer 15 different unique focuses. We are also very well known for our pre-health and medical sciences. The University of Arizona has 2 medical schools, so access to a lot of really great resources. Also very well known for our dance and fine arts programs. Our dance program is one of the most competitive in the country. So across all disciplines, all majors, we have big time opportunities for our students. We are a top tier world-class institution ranked in the top 1% of universities in the entire world. We are a Tier 1 Research 1 institution, and we are also a member of the prestigious Association of American Universities, or AAU. Like we just briefly talked about, it is an exclusive title of 65 colleges. And so from Harvard to Yale to UC Berkeley to the University of Arizona, we focus on providing research opportunities to our students. Of course, outside of research, we have countless opportunities for internships, study abroad, service learning, and much more. Not only do we have amazing academic opportunities, we also have a lot of very active student life. We have over 600 different student-led clubs and organizations to participate in, and they range from academic focus to leadership and student government to special interests to fraternity and sorority life, to athletics and recreation, and everything in between. My favorite student club to point out is Zona Zoo. It is the official student section for Arizona Athletics. We are a D1 school, part of the Pac-12 conference. And Zona Zoo has been consistently ranked by ESPN as the biggest, loudest, and best student section in all of the Pac-12 conference. Go Wildcats. Another great way to get involved and to really find your home is to live on campus at Arizona. Unlike most other schools, we do not have any housing requirements or restrictions for first-year students or any year student. As a first-year student, you get to choose if you want to live on campus, and if you do, in which dorm. All 23 of our dorms house freshmen through seniors, and again, it's your choice where you want to live. Even though it's not required, more than 75% of our first-year students do choose to live on campus. Tucson is very much a college town. It offers a great art scene, eclectic shops, coffee spots, restaurants, concerts, festivals, and much more. Everywhere you go in the city, you will see our Block A. You'll see the red, white, and blue. You will see our Arizona athletic teams on the TV. So definitely sharing in that school pride, that school spirit. And of course, being from the Midwest, my favorite thing to point out about Tucson is the gorgeous weather. It's an average school time temperature of 83 degrees and over 300 days of sunshine. When it comes to applying to Arizona, it's very easy. We do not require essays. Personal statements are optional. We do not consider letters of recommendation, and we are also test optional for ACT or SAT. We do evaluate students based on 16 core courses. There's are the courses listed here on the screen. So we need to ensure that by the time you graduate high school, you would have completed these courses. We're also going to use the grades you've earned from these courses through your junior year to calculate a core unweighted GPA. This GPA will be used to determine your admissibility to the university, and it will also be used to determine your scholarship eligibility. Our scholarships for out-of-state students range from $1,000 to $35,000 per year, offered for a total of 4 years. There is no separate application. You are automatically considered when you are reviewed for admission to the university. If you would like to continue to connect with us, I invite you to check us out online. We have some amazing virtual events, virtual visit options. We have a YouTube database full of videos of our campus. We also have different information sessions being offered on a weekly basis from different colleges and academic programs. Every Tuesday on our Instagram page, we host Ask a Wildcat with one of our current students. So if you'd like to schedule a formal tour, you can also do that online on this website. So I invite you to connect with us there. And of course, I will put my my contact information in the chat so that if you do have additional questions, you can always get in touch with me. So thank you so much. And I'm going to turn it back over.
Emily, thanks so much to you and the University of Arizona. Now I'd like to invite all of our panelists to turn back on their cameras and share just one more quick thing about their institution. We'll go round robin in the same order that you originally presented. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Or if you'd rather, feel free to give an interesting or fun fact. So we'll start with Megan from Cornell first.
Hands down, my favorite tradition on Cornell's campus is Pet Therapy Day. The day before finals, a few blocks a year, local community members bring their dogs and cats directly to Thomas Commons for just ultimate snuggle time for stress relief.
That sounds fun. I would say here at Canisius, my favorite event is our back to school bonfire. We use it, it's right in our quad, right in the center. It also kicks off like the sports year for us. So being a Division I school, I won't name names of schools, but we have a big rival. And if you turn in that color clothing to put into the fire, we will replace that loss of clothing with a Canisius t-shirt. We welcome all of the teams. They do introductions up on like the ledge and stuff. And it's a really exciting event, and it just kicks off the school year. It's during welcome week. So it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. We have a really cool event called Roth Pond Regatta. All right, so this happens towards the end of the year, where you'll see student clubs and organizations or other student groups come out. And pretty much you're racing across the Roth Pond, which is in the center of campus. However, the restriction is that you can only use cardboard boxes, duct tape, and then other decor like markers or colored pencils. But you'll be really surprised how many students will make it across that Roth Pond, and the engineering students will come out from the residential spaces and get creative. And you'll see faculty and other administrators and staff come out and cheer the crowd on. So it's really cool to see students' creativity each year.
So Kendall College of Art and Design, we are a big supporter of a much greater actual event that takes place in Grand Rapids called Art Prize. It is an international art competition. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have heard of it. It happens every year. They are starting to do it every other year. They might be going back to every year. COVID's been weird, but it's really awesome because we get to host art on campus more so than we even normally do. And it's really cool to see all of the different walks of life come through. You know, it's not just Grand Rapids people who are coming through. You're seeing people who are coming overseas to see Art Prize. You see people from the other side of the country. And so it's just this really awesome environment for inspiring artists to see that potential and that opportunity within their own city.
So at KU, we have a week before students actually start class where they're able to move into the residence halls and everything. And during that week, there's a lot of events that are happening to get students like acclimated and adjusted to campus. But my favorite event that week is actually a nighttime event called Traditions Night. And so we have our head football coach, who right now we're in the search for a new one. Our head basketball coach, Bill Self, comes out. Our chancellor of our university comes out. And they actually teach and lead all the incoming freshmen all the traditions that KU has. And so it's, you know, the rock chalk chant, the alumni song, the wave of the wheat during football and basketball games, and everything else. And so it's just a great time to get out, meet with everybody else who isn't aware or isn't familiar with those traditions, and then just kind of learn from some of the best in the business when it comes to people like Bill Self.
So at the University of Arizona, one of my favorite traditions is the day before the first day of classes when the semester starts. Our students will hike up to the top of a mountain. It is a nearby mountain. It's only about 2-mile hike, so it's really not that bad. But it's a mountain. At the top, they will repaint our black A into the side of the mountain. Actually, can you see that right there? That black A. Our students will repaint it. You can see it from anywhere in the city of Tucson, just to signify the start of the academic year, really celebrate. And then of course there's some different events that happen after the actual painting, but the actual spirit of walking up together and signifying the start of an academic year is pretty exciting.
I absolutely love hearing all these fun traditions and exciting things. And I know the audience is excited about making one of those their own here in the next coming year too. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope that you learned a lot. As you close out, you'll see a quick 4-question survey. So we hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. If you have questions that you'd like to discuss with your school counselor or your college counselor, there is an opportunity for you to meet with them in the counselor corner virtually. This recording will be available within 1 week at strivescan.com/Ignatius. Best wishes on behalf of all of us for a great college search. Bye-bye, everyone.